Welcome to Integration Nation. For Allison Sullivan's Integrative Health Team, I'm Dee Daniels, and it is all about the body on this episode. We're talking about body work, and this involves several things here at the practice. Body work, massage, yoga, a lot of things involved with that.
All about the body.
Yes.
So we, of course, want everybody to have the best connection with themselves they can have. And central to that is your body. You know, we've been talking about this in every other introductory podcast we've been doing. And this, you know, this is no different in that if we can have a healthy, grounded, balanced connection with our body, it's going to improve our mental health and wellness, because there's not two separate systems. It's not a mind. It's not a body. We have a mind body. And we need to incorporate that into any kind of mental health care plan for it to really be truly comprehensive. The way we do that here is we have a massage therapist on site. That's valuable in the office because we can coordinate sessions to have either a massage session before a psychotherapy session or a massage session after a psychotherapy session, because using the two together can sometimes produce really powerful results for people, whether that's in processing trauma, managing anxiety, detoxing, releasing, letting go, because we store energy in our bodies. In fact, you know, if we really want to just boil it all down, it's all about energy. So using that in collaboration with psychotherapy is really powerful. The other way that we utilize body work is through workshops, introducing people to yoga, and also specialized yoga workshops to help people emotionally. So we will have introductory yoga sessions to help people who are maybe a little too anxious about accessing yoga in the community or are really self-conscious, because this is a safe place to them already. And the small class size allows people to feel a little more secure in starting to understand how yoga can benefit them in their mind body.
We hear it all the time. You are what you eat. Garbage in, garbage out. Our mental health and our physical health is deeply interconnected. Our gut is our second brain. Our gut even contains neurotransmitters like our brain does. Would you like to truly gain insight into this relationship you have with food? With our 12-week Food Mood group, you can find out what the real impact is with food and your mood and your energy levels. I mean, how much freedom could you feel with understanding how to break food addictions? Learn the food myths and facts, and once and for all, learn not to fear fats. Our integrative team at Allison Sullivan and Associates can help you right where you are. With the 12-week Food Mood group, you can learn to develop support and strategies to reach your food goals, to find that true connection between your mind, your body, and your spirit. Allison'sIntegrativeHealth.org. Sign up for the newsletter or call 540-907-0991. 540-907-0991 and ask about the 12-week Food Mood group. A healthy gut likely means a pretty healthy mind. I love the small sessions. I love that because I remember vividly when I first started doing yoga, how much I struggled doing it in public in a bigger setting. I don't know why I had such, and looking back on it now and how much I really do love yoga now, I remember looking back on it thinking, ooh, this is uncomfortable. I mean, I didn't know how to do it, and I was around people that some of them did know how to do it really well, it seemed, and I was like, this is weird. So what a fantastic way to get an introduction in a small, more intimate setting.
Yeah, and people are already comfortable with the office space, so they already feel safe here. So they have that too, and you know, yoga has enough of a recognition now in popular culture that a lot of people have had media exposure to yoga, and a lot of the the media around yoga centers around a specific type of body, and usually someone who's doing yoga so much that they're a really advanced practitioner.
Yeah.
So if somebody has anxiety, and yoga's really well suited to treat anxiety, if somebody's got generalized anxiety disorder and they're hearing a therapist tell them go do yoga, they're going to immediately go up in their head and overthink it about, I'm not going to have the right clothes. I'm not going to understand how to do the poses. I'm not even going to understand the words they're saying. I'm not going to look like those people in the magazine or TV ads that I'm seeing. So there's no way I'm doing that. Having the introductory yoga here eliminates all of that.
Which is fantastic. I mean, I cannot believe how much of a hurdle it was for me at the beginning. And once I got into it, I did find a more intimate setting, and being able to do that in this type of setting, just unbelievable to be able to get comfortable that way and learn about your body, because really that's such a connecting process for you spiritually, emotionally, physically. You learn about your body in yoga.
You learn about your body and you rediscover how your breath is the literal bridge between your mind body. And that's what supercharges the impact of yoga, is the breath with the poses. That, again, I could spend the entire podcast nerding out about what that does, but let me just say that that has an impact on your vagus nerve. And your vagus nerve is the literal mind-body connector. Its translation is a wandering nerve. It starts in the base of your brain and wanders throughout your body. And yoga, and in particular the pairing of the breath with the movement, improves vagal tone. And when we improve vagal tone, it lowers our thermostat in general. So what that means is we're less reactive, we stay grounded and present more readily. It becomes more of a low-key default, so that maybe if we immediately go to, DEFCON 5, we'll maybe be able to over time reset to maybe a 2, which is life-changing, really, when you think about it.
Yeah, absolutely. You were talking some about the workshops, so many great workshops here within the practice, including yoga for trauma.
So excited about that addition. That's a different relationship to yoga, but one of the horrific impacts of trauma for many people is an injury to their relationship with their body. Mm-hmm. And that can become really complicated for people. And just diving into yoga, it may seem too threatening for people who have a trauma history. So the Yoga for Trauma series that we are offering here with a yoga practitioner, Suzanne Ludlam, who is a yoga therapist in the area, safely pairs breathing techniques with mindfulness and traditional aspects of yoga to help people actually work the trauma through and begin to feel safer in their bodies, which is going to help them to be able to access more body work opportunities to improve their mental health and actually improve what they're going to get out of traditional psychotherapy sessions, because they're going to be able to stay present longer.
I know you've seen this firsthand too, but it's happened to me. I've heard of it happening to other people, friends of mine, in massage work, in yoga practice. There are moments, and this is how you know that all of this is connected. There are moments that I've had where I've been on a massage table and somebody has hit a spot on me and I have tears coming out of my eyes.
Yes, we've all been there. I've been there. I spent earlier this year probably a solid 6 weeks crying in every yoga class I went to. And I'm to a place in my relationship with yoga where I saw the restorative value of that. But I'm glad we're talking about it in this podcast, because if people aren't aware that that's a regular aspect of this, it can catch them off guard
and scare them away.
Away. That's really such a profound illustration of how it all is energy. And we store our experiences in our body. Bessel van der Kolk, I think his latest book, he's a renowned traumatologist, just a brilliant man. I think his last book was The Body Keeps Score. And that's absolutely my experience as a practitioner in working with people. And as a human being, the body keeps score. You know, just because you intellectualize an experience doesn't mean that it's processed through your body. But massage and yoga are two powerful ways that we can move that energy through our body, which allows our body to regain balance and do what it does when it's in a state of balance, which is keep us healthy.
Interesting that, and I know everyone is different. We all have our different journeys in the way we do things and react to things. But very interesting that, you know, how we sometimes pack away things in our mind, and we'll unpack that later kind of thing. We do it in our body too. There are, you know, there are certain places we will pack things away, not intentionally, but it goes to a place. And that's why there have been these times getting massage or being in yoga where you move a certain way, or you breathe a certain way, or you breathe into a certain thing, and it unlocks that emotion. And that can be super scary. So being able to have it in a safe place, what a wonderful place to be able to shed tears and not feel like you have to get up and run out of a class.
Yes, and not only that, but to have that, you know, not only understood but embraced as a part of authentic yoga practice, and is something that, you know, illustrates a deeper connection with yourself.
I want to get back to massage a little bit, because I know a lot of people also equate massage work with energy work and maybe clearing or unblocking chakras and things of that nature. A lot of words that you hear when it comes to doing body work. How do you feel about that? How can that all be integrated? It seems like it does all get addressed.
It does get addressed, because again, you know, everything is energy. And so when we understand that, and massage is a way that we work with that energy to rebalance the energy in our body through our muscles, through our muscular system, then that creates more presence, more groundedness, and more openness, which is what puts us in a position to be more receptive to learning and to discovering in our lives, instead of a state of mind that makes us restrict and contract and be wary of the bigger world. So when we can balance our energy through massage and work that all through, then we're going to show up in a way that allows us to feel less threatened and more open.
So many of us carry a heavy weight from trauma we have experienced in our journey. Maybe it's a childhood trauma involving abuse, or a sudden unexpected death that rattled your world. Maybe it's illness in your life, unexplained events with yourself or your children that have left you scared and at times seemingly battling through a roaring tunnel of anxiety and feeling alone. Our Yoga to Heal Trauma 6-week series is specifically designed to assist you in your journey of healing from trauma. This workshop provides an intimate group setting with evidence-informed, gentle, and safe techniques. Suzanne Ludlam, owner of Trinity Yoga Therapy, author of An Imperfect Pilgrim and Healing on This Side of the Rainbow, will guide each participant through a practice that includes breath work, mindfulness, and somatic movement. This can promote a sense of feeling at home and peace in your body and mind. Sign up for our newsletter to be the first to know about workshops like this one. And if you'd like more information on Yoga to Heal, call 540-907-0991 or get us online at allisonsintegrativehealth.org. A lot of people, I've met people before, and I've been floored, but have never had a massage in their life, an adult, you know, that has never, and they're like, I'm uncomfortable with that. Some people are uncomfortable getting into massage and not knowing what kind of massage to pick, and that can be a little stressful going in.
That's a great aspect of this. And, you know, I think people need to respect what their feelings are. And there are some people that just aren't comfortable. And that's a piece of this workshop we're doing with yoga is centered around touch and, who decides, about touch. And so that's a piece of massage work. And if people aren't comfortable being touched, then massage isn't going to work for them.
Right.
It's just not going to work for them. But that's maybe where yoga or like water something may benefit people, because then they can still be connecting with their body in a way that improves their awareness and presence, and still be reinforcing that they have control over who's touching them.
You mentioned anxiety, and also I know another category you wanted to talk about was also detoxing with yoga therapy, with massage therapy. The anxiety piece first, both of those things have been shown to have great success with people struggling with really high anxiety too.
Yes. I use this analogy. I think I've used it maybe in every podcast. So yay for consistency. So going back to the car engine, you have to flush the engine. And so detox practices help us flush our engine, and massage can do that. One of the great things about our massage therapist, Cindy Dojak, is that she is also trained in aromatouch massage, which blends aromatherapy with massage, which can really supercharge the benefits of massage and the detoxing properties of that. And she will say to every client when they're leaving, she'll give them a bottle of water and say, make sure you drink extra water, because your body's going to be detoxing. Because what massage does is it kind of pulls all of the toxins out of your muscles and allows your body to flush them. So we can support that by an increased water intake, by increased rest and relaxation, which just promotes all the self-care practices that we encourage for people here. And then they join with their body in detoxing. And there's something that's magical about that. When your body's doing its thing and your thinking and your behavior is supporting that, that's where the kind of yin and yang of co-creating happens.
You've been able to, with the intake, which is a very in-depth process, filling out things that you want to have all this information on. You've been able to coach people through what parts of this integrative practice might be best for them, because maybe they can tell you right from the get-go, massage is probably not for me. I may have experienced some physical trauma or something like that in the past that I'm not in a place where I could do that. But you could coach them into some other areas if that's not for them.
Yes. So even if people are not in a place where they want to access massage, or they even want to access yoga, then we're going to start talking about just exercise in general, because there is some new research that suggests that the set point for improved mental health for exercise is 3 hours a week. There is data that suggests that if people engage in 3 hours of exercise per week, it's going to help them prevent mood fluctuations that are going to impair their functioning. So depression and anxiety primarily. So that's where we would go with folks like that. And we would look at, okay, how are you connecting with your body? How are you moving your body? And how often are you doing that? And can we just maybe move that a little bit more towards the mark of 3 hours? So if people are doing it, an hour a week, 2 30-minute walks, maybe we can find a way to put an additional 30-minute walk in there while listening to a guided relaxation thing. We're gonna go with where people are to help them connect with their body in a safe way. We just have chosen as two primary ways to be massage and yoga, but it's really just about connecting to your body, and whatever form of exercise people use can be restorative, or it can be an excuse for rigidity and self-abuse.
you're helping to build a relationship with the connection with the body and start it at no matter where they are. Just start where they are. They don't have to jump right to yoga if that's not a comfortable place.
Yes. In fact, that's one of our mission statements, is to start where the client is and to help them figure out a pathway to where they want to go. It is not about what we think. It's about what they want and how we can help them figure out who they are so that they can enjoy that, number one, and then support that through things they're doing on a daily, weekly, monthly basis.
What about, do you find a lot of guys are a little hesitant with doing body work? I mean, sometimes that can be a thing where, well, I'm a guy, I don't want to, or,
Yeah.
that can be a little bit of a hurdle.
Yeah, not with massage in our practice. That doesn't seem to be a hurdle consistently for men or people who identify as more masculine. Yoga, sometimes, but less and less. I think people are really starting to understand it. And in fact, in my own yoga classes that I take in the community, there are some of my yoga classes that have just as many men as women, which I love to see, because I think when we educate people and open up yoga and massage to all people, that's when it gets really good. This is not yoga isn't for women and isn't for straight women, and it's for everybody.
A little hesitancy sometimes with maybe new moms or newly pregnant, or that, just, can we still do yoga? Can I still do a massage? I just found out I'm pregnant, or I'm, a few months in, or whatever the case may be. There's an education piece for that as well.
There's an education piece for that as well. And that can be actually a really important stress management tool for women who are pregnant, or women who have just given birth. That yoga and massage can be a really important way for their bodies to stay relaxed and grounded.
It's like there's an avenue for everyone. You just have to find your avenue and what works right for you in body work, because some of it may not work for you, and that's okay.
Some of it may not work for you, but there is, I think, a cellular recognition in all of us that touch is restorative and healing. And I think the hurdle for many people is that sometimes that has gotten distorted and touch has become painful and destructive. So we seek to turn that around for people and help them to rediscover the restorative, healing, safe, empowering relationship to touch and to their bodies, because our bodies are amazing vehicles for us. And when I watch people discover that and harness that, it just charges me up like nothing else.
It's pretty powerful.
It's so powerful and really, really exciting to watch people discover the magic, strength, power of their bodies.
Have you seen, I know you have, watching people in their journey start in a particular place and then seeing them months later, a year later, and how far they've come by incorporating some of these things in their practice?
It just happened last week with a client I've been seeing for a while, working through some pretty complex trauma stuff. And they came in and said, I had a difficult week, some stuff came up, but I realized that I could fit in an extra yoga class on Tuesday, and then I made sure that I had my monthly massage on my calendar, and I think that that's a key piece of what's got me a little out of sorts. And when I heard that, it was just all I could do to not just jump up and down, because that, again, that's where it's at. This person has learned enough about their body and about how energy gets stuck and how things get out of balance to develop a formula and to be able to adjust that formula to keep things in balance and keep things flowing. That's what it's all about, is figure out what that flow is and then support it. Body, mind, and spirit.
That was a high five moment with her.
That was a real high five moment. I'm sure I was grinning ear to ear. And when old school therapy really educated people to be kind of a blank slate, that's not what a lot of contemporary therapy is about, and that's not really how I practice. And I am often, a cheerleader on the side, and that was definitely one of those moments where I was a cheerleader on the side.
Allison Sullivan and Associates Integrative Mental Health Team is located in beautiful, historic downtown Fredericksburg, Virginia, and at allisonsintegrativehealth.org. New and exciting workshops are available to you that will give you personal attention to meet your needs right where you are on your journey. Sign up for our newsletter to be the first to know when registration opens for workshops like Aromatherapy 101. Here's how you can discover to use aromatherapy to support your health. Did you know that a blend of frankincense, peppermint, and lemongrass supports wisdom, optimism, and it will help you release unhealthy attachments? This is where you can learn how to support your mental, emotional, and physical health with the Essential Oils workshops available to you monthly for no charge. Come meet the team. Schedule your session today for psychotherapy, hypnotherapy, yoga, and massage, and begin restoring yourself in mind, body, and spirit. If you'd like to call, the number is 540-907-0991 and online at allisonsintegrativehealth.org. As Allison always says, self-care will save your life. Let go and lean in.